If you are a registered nurse wanting to work in an English-speaking country, then one of the many things that you need to do is take an English language test. In New Zealand, the Nursing Council approved English language tests are IELTS and OET. In this video, I'll talk about IELTS, the minimum score that you need to achieve, and the exam format. But first, if we're just meeting, kia ora, my name is Binibining Veronica. I am a Filipino nurse living in New Zealand, and on this channel, I talk about nursing career and what it's like living here in New Zealand. So if you're new here, please hit like and subscribe. Salamat po! IELTS or International English Language Testing System has 4 elements: reading, listening, writing, and speaking. It is designed to assess the English language skill across a wide range of levels. Therefore, there is no pass or fail in IELTS. Results are reported as band scores on a scale from 1 to 9. IELTS has 2 modules, academic and general module. For nurses wanting to be registered in New Zealand, you need to take the academic module and achieve a minimum score of 7 on each band. Now, before we proceed with the exam format, disclaimer muna. The information that I will share is based on my experience as a test taker and as an IELTS coach a long time ago. It's also based on the research that I had to complete in preparation for this video, okay? So take note of that disclaimer. IELTS is jointly owned by British Council, IDP, and Cambridge Assessment English. However, Cambridge does not have test centers in the Philippines, so once you are ready to take the exam, you can book it with British Council or IDP. The first 3 parts of the test are taken on the same day in the following order: listening, reading, writing, and there are no breaks in between. Your speaking test will be held on either the same day or 7 days before or after that day. Just depends on the local arrangement with your test center. In my situation, I booked a paper-based test with IDP Manila, and I had to take the speaking test the day after the first 3 parts. But ayun, nakuha ko naman yung minimum score, so go New Zealand! Now let's talk about the format. Listening. You will listen to 4 recordings of native English speakers and then write your answer to a series of questions. There are 40 questions to answer. The first recording is a conversation between 2 people set in an everyday social context. For example,
Good morning, Travel Link. How can I help you?
Good morning. I live in Bayswater and I'd like to get to Harbour City tomorrow before 11 a.m.
the second recording is a monologue set in an everyday social context. For example,
I'm the counselling administrator here at St Ives College, and I've been asked to come and talk to you about our counselling team.
the third recording is a conversation between up to 4 people set in an educational or training context. For example,
Be sure to take some notes and ask questions if you need to.
Hey Lorna, have you got a spare pen?
Sure, here you are.
the final recording is a monologue on an academic subject. For example,
Today, I'm going to be talking about time. Specifically, I'll be looking at how people think about time.
and just as a visual example, this is how the questions could look like in your question booklet for the listening test. And this is a sample listening answer sheet. The listening test takes approximately 30 minutes, and if you are taking a paper-based test, you are given another 10 minutes to transfer your answers from your question booklet to your answer sheet. Reading. You will be asked to read 3 passages and respond to related questions in your IELTS reading test. There are 40 questions to answer. A variety of question types are used, like multiple choice, identifying information, identifying the writer's views or claims, different completion tasks like matching, summary, note, table, flowchart, and diagram label completion. There are also short answer questions. You are allowed 60 minutes to complete all 3 sections, and that includes transfer time. This is an example of an academic reading passage. These are sample questions, and this is the sample answer sheet for the reading test. Now, before we move on to the writing test, if you find this video helpful, please make sure to hit subscribe. That will really help with my channel. And turn on your notification bell so you will know when I upload new videos just like this one. Writing. You will be asked to complete 2 tasks. For task 1, you have to write at least 150 words. And for task 2, you have to write at least 250 words. In task 1, you are presented with a graph, table, chart, or diagram. You are then tasked to describe, summarize, or explain the information in your own words. You may also be asked to describe and explain data, describe the stages of a process, how something works, or describe an object or event. For task 2, you are required to write an essay of at least 250 words in response to a point of view, argument, or problem. You have 60 minutes to complete the writing task, so as a general rule, they recommend that you spend 20 minutes in writing task 1 and 40 minutes in writing task 2. Speaking. You will talk to a certified examiner in the IELTS speaking test. The test is interactive and as close to real-life situation as a test can be. The actual test takes about 11 to 14 minutes and it has 3 parts. So part number 1 is about introduction and interview. The examiner will introduce himself or herself to you and will also ask you to introduce yourself and confirm your identity. The examiner will ask you about general information on familiar things such as work, home, family, and interests. Part 2 is individual long term. The examiner will give you a task card which has a topic that you will discuss. You are given 1 minute, a pen and paper to prepare for your talk. You'll have to talk for about 1 to 2 minutes about your topic and you will not be interrupted during this time. So sige lang, talk lang ng talk. Part 3 is a two-way discussion where the examiner will ask you follow-up questions about the topic related to Part 2. By the way, question of the day, which do you find most difficult to take? Is it the listening test, reading, writing, or speaking test? Let me know in the comment section below. So to sum it all up, IELTS has 4 elements: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Listening, reading, writing are taken on the same day and speaking tests can be taken either on the same day or 7 days before or after that. Listening takes about 30 minutes and if you're taking a paper-based test, you're given extra 10 minutes to transfer your answers. You have to listen to 4 recordings and you have 40 questions to answer. For reading test, you are given 60 minutes to read 3 long passages and answer 40 questions. For writing, you are given 60 minutes to complete 2 writing tasks. For task 1, you have to write minimum of 150 words. For task 2, you have to write minimum of 250 words. For speaking test, you will talk to a certified examiner for about 11 to 14 minutes and that includes introduction and interview, individual long term, and two-way discussion. There you go! I hope you found this video helpful and as always, I wish you all the best with your journey and I hope you will be blessed. I'll see you soon. Bye!